do this again.
Johnny Marr is with us. Hello, Johnny.
Hi.
Oh, so nice to meet you again. I met you like 10 years ago.
Yeah, we did. I was on a telly show.
Recovered. Got a good memory.
Yeah,
I'm sure someone must have told you that today.
Someone did tell me that today,
Yes,
actually. Yeah,
brilliant. Okay.
I remember it.
It's nice to have you with us. And we've got you got Ewan. Is it Doviak?
This is Doviak over here on guitar.
Awesome name, Doviak.
And this is Ewan Grono, plays the bass. And this is Jack Mitchell on the drums.
Hey, Jack. So, Johnny, this is your first solo album. I was so surprised when I read that.
Yeah, well...
in all your time post Smiths,
I've been lucky enough to be collaborating with bands and playing in different bands that I've really loved and making records with people I really like. So that's been a lot of fun. So I'd imagine if I hadn't been doing that so much, then I might have made a record under my own name before now. Yeah.
When you sort of start playing for a band, do they sort of go, oh no, whenever you get Johnny Marr, they go, brilliant, yeah, he's with us, but you know he's going to walk off in a couple of years' time. You're like, if you're a footballer, you'd be one of those footballers that you did a couple of years in Barcelona, then you went to play with AC Milan for a couple of years.
But what's wrong with that? That's cool.
There's nothing wrong with it at all, but if you're in the band, you're like, oh no, we're only going to get him for a couple of years, and then he goes off again. Yeah,
but everybody I work with is kind of the kind of independent-minded people, really, and independent-minded... making independent-minded work, so it kind of works out fine. That's what collaboration's about.
But did you ever want to have you ever been in one band where you just thought, you know what, I actually just quite like it, I'm just going to stay?
I never really think about when I'm going to split. When I'm there, when I'm doing it, I'm really committed. So what happens actually is that you get a connection because of the work, because of the songs. And say in the case of the Cribs, we wrote an album of songs really, really quickly. And it would have just been weirder to not be committed and go out and tour because, you know, you're in the trenches with these fellas. Yeah. And it's actually... it's like a commitment to the songs and a commitment to the guys. Same happened with Modest Mouse. You know, we made these songs that I was super proud of. And when you've written 19 songs over a period of a few months, it would be very strange to not go and record.
Oh, no, totally. But so I guess then it's sort of like...
At the time, I'm really committed to what's going on.
So it's just project by project, I guess, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's good. And how's it been this time sort of working... I know you've obviously got people in, but how's it been sort of doing the process on your own?
It was really good. Doviak produced it with me, so I wasn't just sat on my own in front of a computer in the studio, but it was good because I went into it with a lot of ideas about what I wanted to do, really, about the sound, and most of the songs I had kind of mapped out in my mind, and I had a pretty strong vision, really, of how I wanted it to be. So it was a matter of just getting through loads of ideas and hoping that a lot of them worked, and a lot of them did work. We got in a real roll, and it was great. It was good fun. I hadn't been harbouring any secret desire to step out under my own name. It was just, I kind of think always as a band animal, because I've been that way since I was 13, 14, whatever. Yeah. And I sort of make music for a band to play. So even though it's a solo record, it's not like I went off into any sort of strange kind of directions or anything like that. If anything, it's kind of the most kind of singles orientated record I've made. So left to my own devices, I try and make a load of singles, you know. Really.
But you made this between Berlin and Manchester, yeah?
Yeah. I came back to Manchester pretty much specifically to write and make the record, or to the UK anyway, because I felt that there was a bit of a sense of, I don't know whether it was imaginary or what, but I felt like I needed to kind of connect with a certain energy of bands that I grew up liking, and just be in that environment and see the buildings and get the vibe of the UK, really, with its different kind of speed and its different concerns. And
faster or slower over here?
Faster,
yeah.
And its intense kind of attitude towards
everything.
I'm trying to choose my word carefully here. Intense attitude towards pop music.
Yeah.
I thought that would be good, really. I thought it'd be good to get a little bit uptight.
Is it the same place that you left?
Oh, yeah. It doesn't really change. Hasn't changed from really in terms of pop culture or what it feels like, I think, for, in a lot of ways, 17, 18-year-olds growing up as it was when I was 17, 18. I mean, the environment changes slightly. Governments come and go. But the experience of growing up on this island, I think, is pretty much always the same, I think, from my experience. And that's a good thing if you're in pop culture, I think. Yeah. It's a good place to make guitar music of a certain tempo.
Listen, before you hear the first song, also, you're a big runner, aren't you?
Yeah, I like to run. Yeah.
What's the running scene like in Berlin and in Manchester? Because I work in Manchester a fair bit. I get quite frustrated that I can't run down by the canal much.
That's right, because of the geese, right?
So annoying.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, well, last time I stayed there, I was in town. I said in the hotel I was staying in, I said, "Where can I run here?" And they went, "Oh, you can't." They're digging the canal or next to the canal.
Yeah.
So in a few years' time, you can run along the canal. But I just got lost and ran in the city. And I've always got lost in Manchester. I don't quite know why. And I'm pretty good with geography, but the sense of direction in Manchester is just totally off kilter.
Yeah, I kind of know what you're talking about, really.
Whereas, say, I work in Liverpool and Newcastle, I know that I can run half an hour one way down a river and half an hour back. You don't have that in Manchester, really.
Well, I usually I do the canals when I'm in town, and the problem you've got is geese, because they're like gangsters. Those dudes, you have to be careful. You hit on a real sore point for me. Honestly, I'm starting to get stressed.
Say I'm in the centre. Should I be going? I suppose it's east towards City's ground.
That's right. Yeah,
that's where the canal. That's where the good canal action, running action is.
There's still geese up there as well, dude. I'm telling you, there's no escape from them. What I would do is run south through Moss Side, through Wythenshawe, all those places.
Well, hang on a second. Running through Moss Side is better than going down by the canals with the geese.
Yep.
Wow. Some aggy geese you got down there in Manchester.
Yeah, but run south. That's the way to go, really.
Listen, what you're not going to do? Well, the album's called The Messenger, which is out on 25th of February. But you're not going to do the single The Messenger, are you? You're going to do a different song.
No, I'm going to give you a bit of a scoop actually on this day.
Johnny Marr.
On this day today.
What are you going to do for us?
We're going to do a song called Newtown Velocity off the new record.
Brilliant, lovely. Well, this is Johnny Marr and Newtown Velocity. that's great. Would you say that's your favourite track on the album?
You know, it changes from week to week. My new favourite is called Word Starts Attack, but I like that one because it was the last one I wrote.
How long have you been with these guys?
Quite a long time, because Ewan played with me and Doviak in when we did Patti Smith's Meltdown, which was 2005, right? And I've worked with Jack. Jack was in a band, and Ewan was in a band that I produced called Haven in, when was that, 2003 or something?
You guys were in Haven?
Yeah.
I loved Haven.
See, you don't mess around. And they're good looking as well.
They are good looking. Still got it as well since 2003. What was the, is it Say Something you did?
Say Something.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The other day, so I just moved. Well, I haven't just moved house, but I've sort of moved house about 6 months ago, and I'm still unpacking and stuff. And I did all my CDs the other day, just sort of got them out and worked out, you know, old stuff and new stuff and whatnot. And I found Say Something, the CD single. Didn't go to the charity shop, mate. Still in there.
There you go.
Still in the O'Leary A list. Football. Do you? You a Man City fan? Do you follow Man City?
Yeah, I'm a Man City fan. Yeah, but
you had trials, didn't you?
Man and boy. Yeah. Yeah, that was for Forest.
Oh, was it Forest?
Well, I used to play for City Juniors, yeah, but you know, it's more less glamorous than that sounds, really.
Do you think you could have made the grade if you'd had the right coaching or?
No, in all honesty, because I played with a couple of guys who were really, really good, and they were really intense. Mm-hmm. They were serious about what they did, and I was as intense about playing the guitar.
Right, okay.
And I used to just mess around when I was playing football. You know what I mean? It was a bit annoying, really, for everybody.
City-wise, you happy? I mean, obviously, there's sort of, it's a weird thing. My mates who are City fans, as well as my mates who are Chelsea fans, have that strange thing where they get taken over and obviously can invest a lot of money, and they're big clubs anyway, because you know you fill out a massive stadium. So it won't be too long, until they're sort of self-sufficient. But they've got this coloured with, like, because everyone that doesn't like Man U has got a bit of a soft spot for Man City, really. You know,
True.
Like historically, is that still the case now?
You know, City fans suffered and were so loyal for 30 odd years. Who would begrudge them some good times? And that's just the way it is. I think speaking personally, I was just really happy to see some really good players who entertain. But Roberto Mancini, we just got the coolest manager in the world.
And also, he seems nicer than Mourinho. You know, there's got that kind of, like, people quite like Mancini. He's got that.
He's so cool. I mean, I asked Brian Ferry about Mancini, and Brian Ferry just said he's so cool. So, I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, job done.
Listen, just before we let you go, do you ever go back to Athy? That's where your parents are from, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
Is that Kildare?
Yeah, I've been there actually. Weirdly enough, I've been there because there's what's that? There's a festival, and the Crips played there, as did Modest Mouse, and I did take off and have a bit of a drive round, and it's a beautiful place. Oh, often
you know what they're like over there. If you go, you take off. There'll be statues of you made over there to find out you're from Athy.
Good idea.
Half your relatives will be coming out going.
Athy, yeah.
And lastly, you did some work on Inception, didn't you? Which was just an extraordinary soundtrack.
That was a really, really good thing to do.
Was that with Hans Zimmer?
Hans wrote the soundtrack for me to play on it, and
God, that's extraordinary, isn't it?
It was, yeah. And he'd been working on it for almost a year, and he called me up and he said, if you don't do it, we're really, really scuppered. And I kind of thought he's very charming and flattering and sweet. I thought he was being very, very sweet.
So he'd worked on it for a year without letting you know that he'd
about
been
11
doing
months,
that.
yeah. And he had all these parts that were supposed to be me playing, that my sound, which was very, very flattering. And when I got there to hear it, I was like, oh, I can hear what he's saying, you know. And in all honesty, I thought, well, he could just get anyone to play it, but he felt that it had to be me.
I'm glad your diaries worked out. That'd have been mortifying.
It was amazing. And also, I'd been to see a movie, a daft movie in the cinema, which was Kick-Ass, that night, and there was a trailer for Inception on, and this person I was with said, this film looks amazing, we've got to go and see this film. And I saw the trailer and I thought, wow, that's wild. And then I got home, and after thoroughly enjoying Kick-Ass, and then Hans phoned me up and said, you got to play on this movie, blah blah blah, as I've just told you.
That's serendipity, isn't it?
And it was Inception. That's true. I didn't understand how that worked because I'd just seen a trailer for it, but it had some stock some stock.
It may well have something to do, and maybe Hans is in the film of Inception, in that he was just working on some sort of dreamlike sequence at the time, and then went into your reality.
Yeah, it was a weird film to do though, because I was so jet lagged every time I worked on it, and it was like 11 hours every day of working on this music that was all about sleep and dreams and all of that, and I was losing my mind. But it turned out great, and it's music that I really love. That's the thing. I love the tunes he wrote for me to play. So yeah, that was great.
Thanks so much for coming in. It's lovely to meet you again.
Yeah.
It's a real honour for us.
You still owe me, what is it, 75 pence, was it?
For
stealing one of my LP covers.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
You're a bad man.
The Bad Boy, to be fair, was 1980, circa 85. The Messenger is out on the 25th of February, and the single, the lead track, The Messenger, is out on December 17th. Are you going to finish up with a Smith song for us?
Yeah, we're going to do a version of a Mancunian folk song called Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want.
Great stuff. This is Johnny Marr.
Times for a change. See the look I've had to make a good man turn back. So please, please, please let me get what I want. Lord knows it will be the first time. Life I have had to make a good man bad. So for once in my life, let me get what I want this time. Lord knows it would be the first time. Times for a change. See the look I've had can make a good man bad. So please, please, please let me get what I want. Lord knows it will be the first time. Lord knows it will be the first time. Lord knows it would be the first time.
It's not long enough, that song. What do you make it so short for?
We've made it longer just for you.
Did you? Insane. Thanks for making it longer.
Thanks, yeah.
Could have done about 6 minutes. I'd have been happy. Johnny Marr, thanks a million. Really appreciate it. Thanks, boys.